Hi everybody, and welcome to episode 8 of Chit Chat Tuesdays. Today I'm just going to do a quick talk on about perfectionists, letting go and trying new ideas and just trying different ways of doing things so that you sort of get in your creative zone. Gee, I'm talking badly today. Creative zone, and you have a flow and you're just working more intuitive and just try new things without any pressure. This is something I have been trying to work on myself because I tend to overthink my art. I tend to worry about, oh, what if I try this, or I've done this leaf or this flower and I ruin the whole piece, and then it's like you almost freeze and then you think, oh no, I can't do any more of that, or you put it away because just the fear of ruining something, or the fear of not working out how you can see in your mind. That's half the battle, I think, is what you envision in your mind, trying to translate that into your paintings and your stuff. So I've done a few different things this week to try and work on that, and just so that I could get in, what do they call it, like your creative zone or your zone of genius and all these things like that, because I'm thinking like, what is my creative zone? How do I get into it? Like, do I have a zone? Do I have a zone of genius? Probably, I don't know. I don't know if that's the right word to say, but yeah. So I'm just trying to like have a flow, a momentum, so that when I want to paint, there's no overthinking. There's no worry about it, or I'm not inspired, because I actually don't suffer for lack of inspiration. Things I probably have too much going on, so I'm jumping from here to there, everywhere. So I have more like the shiny object syndrome, like a squirrel, like, oh wow, look at that. But yeah, no. So I have the opposite thing. So I'm just trying to designate every day, if I can, like 30 minutes to an hour of just creative freedom. Let's just call it creative freedom rather than anything else. So you're free to do anything you want. So if you knit or sew, it could be that. Embroidery, it could be that. If you just say like cooking, it could be that. So that is a creative freedom with no pressure, something you enjoy doing. So I sort of been mixing it up between doing illustration sketches and working on design ideas, where the things that I would like to see in my designs, or building up more work for my portfolio. So that's like freedom to do what I want to do and make pieces of art that I want to do. Another one where I limit the time down to 15 minutes or 30 minutes is the sketchbook practice, where there's no pressure at all, and it's just like quick things, just see this, and it's like, oh, what if I do this? What if I do that? Let's try this. So it's just like trying different things of ways to see, okay, that looks good, I can add that into my toolkits. The other thing I've done, and is very rough, because sometimes I tend to really overthink the paintings. I usually will just quickly put the color down and just quickly paint something out or draw something, and then I build it up, and then it becomes this whole big thing where it goes through all the putting the color down and going through, getting it to a stage, and it gets to the stage where I think it's the ugly stage. It's like the real middle bit where you've got it and you're going, oh no, what do I do now? How do I get a painting to come out or finish it off? So that is the hardest stage for me, in the ugly stage, in the middle. Well, it's not ugly, but it's just, I find it's not where you want it to be. So it started off good and you've got it all in, then you have to pull everything together and get all the extra bits and the layers built up and all the marks to create something which is comparable to your vision of what you wanted, and let's hope it does. Yeah, so what I've done, I had these little boards, they're only 8 by 8. I don't think I've shown you these, and I thought, okay, I'm not going to waste the paint where I'm working on the other pieces. I'll just paint in a background, doesn't matter. The only stipulation I had, I thought I would do a bit more like monochromatic work. So it's more like a theme of blues and greens, or cool colors, or hot colors, things like that. And then I thought, why am I overthinking this? I will just quickly sketch in paint, just paint some quick things on, flowers, or put on something that I think will just go. So I'm just going to show you a few of these, and yeah, I don't know if I really should, but yeah. So here, just this, they're quick little studies on the board. So these ones here, I had the blues and the greens. I will be working on these more to bring them into paintings. Yeah, here it's just a yellow board there. Just putting the paint down, doing a sketch and getting it going so that I've got these pieces that I can work with. And that one's had a bit more. I've started to add in extra stuff there. And then here's one that's a little bit further along, so thing. But this is what I call the ugly stage of the meeting, because it's sort of like it's there but it's really lost its way, so I have to now work to pull the painting back out. There's like this area it's not even painted in, so I've got things to resolve about that. So that's what I'm sort of like working on, just breaking down the perfectionism and the fear of the unknown, and just trying things and giving myself permission just to be constantly trying to be in that creative flow and zone where it's something that makes you happy. So it's just purely getting, I think, the spirit and your inspiration and what makes you happy out onto the paper or onto the board, or it could be into your embroidery, your cooking, could be anything really. It could be in your home decorating, things that you enjoy that you want to bring into your life. So without really too much like has to be all these things. Like, it doesn't have to be like everybody. You don't have to say, oh, I'm going to go and have this because she's got that, and I'll look at this latest trend. You've got to have your own personality and your own voice and style to come through, because at the end of the day, it is your work and it has to make you happy, and you have to be proud of it. And then if other people like it, that's a benefit and that's a bonus. But I think the most important thing is to first work from the heart and try not to overthink things too much, so that you don't become paralyzed with perfectionism and you can't loosen up or you can't change. You've got to be able to prepare to break the rules and try new things. And the rules, well, it's art. It's not like Law and Order. It's not like something that's going to kill somebody. It's art. So there are what they call rules, okay? And there's ways of doing things, but to try and not think of it as a rule like, oh, you're going to be in trouble if you do it this way because that's not correct. No, it's art. It's nothing else, but it's, something that you're creating and you're trying and you're experimenting. I think that is the fundamentals of what we really should be striving from with everything we do. Whether it's raising your kids and your family, it's the way you raise them, or your friends having a dinner party. Okay, you don't invite people over for a dinner party and then stress out about making, or some people probably do, about stressing about making absolutely everything perfect, like curating the perfect menu and then following the menu and the recipes to the nth degree. Well, hey, you may not put in as much, like you might put in half a teaspoon less than what the recipe says, or you might change up an ingredient, but the rules aren't set in stone. You have to actually make it your own, and with everything you do in your life, unless you are actually breaking a law, that's a big difference. But if it's something from a passion and your creative things and your enjoyment and something you're doing, your garden, okay, it doesn't have to be always, there's no rules to say this plant has to go with that plant and you can only have this one here and you can't use that color with this one. You can do it all. You can mix it all up as long as you like the outcome and you've created something that makes you happy. I think that's the best part about doing art, or doing anything, making anything, whether it's sewing clothes or, decorating your house or your room, or like making a kid's birthday party, anything. As long as you enjoy it and it's done with love and how you want it to see, and and you're sharing something with the world. And your perfectionism, it can be paralyzing, but we can break it down. Anyway, bye. I did have one more thing to say. It's only that on Saturday I'm going away for a week, so I may not have time to do Chit Chat Tuesdays next week. Or it may be something totally unrelated. It could be just something, a holiday blog or a travel blog. So it may be a bit different. And I'm going to later on today try and just do a short video of what I'm going to take with me on my holiday and the week away. Because I always take art supplies with me and something to do, because I just can't not create or do something. So I'm just going to make a short video or something, and how I'm going to narrow down the supplies I'm going to take and what I'm going to take, and in the hopes that I will be not I'll have still a bit of time maybe to do that and just do something just for me. Or yeah, I might put the timer on, just say, hey, 30 minutes, I've just got that, wait a moment, I'm just going to do this piece of work or art. So that's how I'm going to approach next week. So we'll see what happens, but it'll be like sharing probably something different, but you never know, it may still be about art. Anyway, I think that will be enough for me today. Great to see you all again, and yeah, if you like the video, share it out. I post them up on YouTube. I've got a YouTube channel, so if you want to refer back to them later on, and yeah, you can join my newsletter if you want to keep up with more behind the scenes stuff. And that's about it. Bye.